Success. Good morning, guys. And I say good morning because, I mean, come on. Look at this. It's actually a little breezier out here today than I expected, but you know what? It's sunny, it's not snowing, and I'll take that any day after this long winter of snow. Luckily, as you can see, most of it is melted too. There's still some snow up in the dunes here, but I think we have enough that's melted by now that I can sort of get back to some of the beach clean challenges that I normally want to do and that I've been wanting to do. And against my better judgment, as I often say, today I'm going to try to pick up on a challenge that I failed twice with doing, which is collecting shoes and sandals. And I'll talk a little bit about exactly why that might be a worse form of beach trash pollution and plastic pollution than you might expect at first glance once we see how many we find. And I really have no idea how many we'll find. There's not much here right now, but as I know from years of beach cleaning now, the longer you walk, the more you find. And if you haven't found anything yet, just keep walking and you'll start to find stuff pretty quickly. And again, I think with the snow having mostly melted, it should be a pretty easy time of it. So we're going to hike on up around this beach cove here and go along the water and see how many shoes and sandals we can collect in an hour. And afterwards, we'll talk about exactly where those are coming from and why they're so bad for marine ocean environments, like I said. So yeah, get your trash pickers, bags, all that good stuff, and let's head on down and get trashed. All right, well, as you saw from that, I guess we could call it video montage of beach shoe clean collecting, we got quite the haul here today. This is definitely, I don't know, probably at least 10 pounds of shoes, and the total count actually is 14, which is way more than I expected or could ever hope for. But like I said, you just never know. I've tried this beach clean challenge a couple of times, and the one time it was just too snowy still, so I couldn't get back into those duney type areas where I found a lot of these types of footwear. And the other time it was just too windy and I wasn't having much luck finding any. But then today I said nice weather, beautiful beach, as you can see. Let's see how many we can find. And in just 1 hour, 14 different types of footwear. Of course, that includes shoes, sandals, all that sort of thing. So congratulations to the winner of my weekly Instagram contest for guessing closest to the total number of pieces of footwear I found. And yeah, I just wanted to very briefly say a little bit about this type of ocean plastic pollution, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, because as I also said, people often don't think about shoes and sandals and flip-flops, that sort of thing, as ocean plastic pollution. But as it turns out, much like many types of clothing, there's a ton of synthetic fibers woven into all types of fabrics and gear that people wear. And a lot of that is just straight up plastic too. And you can see, looking at some of these, I mean, obviously, you know, there's the little things like tips to laces, but even the soles of various shoes and the shoes themselves, they're really plastic or other synthetic fibers. So these add up really quickly. I think I researched that the average boot has up to 2 pounds of plastic in it. And actually, the one other time I tried to do this challenge, I did find 2 boots, and that is 4 pounds of ocean plastic pollution. And if you compare that to a straw, I was able to calculate that I think 1 boot equals about 1,000 straws worth of plastic by weight. So that stuff adds up. And again, it's not as sexy as collecting straws on the beach, right? Because we are probably all too familiar with videos online of turtles and other sea critters choking on plastic straws and that sort of thing. But this stuff breaks down similarly, and it's just degradative pollution ultimately at the end of the day. And there's a lot more of it. So even just collecting 14 shoes over the course of an hour, that equals many thousands of plastic straws worth of just toxic chemicals going into marine environments. Of course, as you saw, the diversity of this kind of footwear it was about what I could have only ever imagined. I mean, obviously, I found a croc, which I had a lot of fun tossing that rock at to try to get down. That's something that I learned years ago, because there's so many cliffs and dunes along the beaches where I clean by where I live, and a great way to get that stuff down when you have like a bottle or something snagged up along a cliff is just have some fun tossing some rocks. So my grade school baseball skills finally came in handy again, and got a croc. Because you want to be careful scaling cliffs, because they tend to, the reason why they're cliffs is because they're falling apart. So yeah, my advice is to not scale cliffs, and be careful throwing rocks at cliffs too, because you don't want to knock too much stuff loose. But I'm going to claim to be an expert myself. That's why I'm allowed to do it. And yeah, a lot of stuff left over clearly from the summer. You see these more colorful sandals and that sort of thing, which again can be innocently enough people just forgetting this type of stuff at the beach. But that, again, if you go back into these dunny weeds, which now's the time of year to do it before the ticks bloom and other bugs, and there's just too much overgrowth to really get back there. It's devastating how much trash is back there, and I try to get as much as I can every year. And there's a lot of groups this time of year that are coming out and doing cleaning, but you can really only collect so much on your own. And anything that doesn't get picked up, it gets added to the next year. So I remember being here last year and being shocked by how much there is. And now that the snow's melting, it's just, you know, really devastating how much trash I was able to find there. And I'm going to try to organize a big clean in the upcoming months or so before the growth comes back, like I say. But it's a group effort for sure. One of us alone can't do it, which is why I do these videos, to try to encourage people to do what you can yourself. It all adds up, honestly. Again, lots of individual sandals. I didn't find any pairs of stuff, so like I said, this stuff is traveling all over the place as it runs down into the water, floats around, gets deposited in these areas that are less well trafficked. Some fancier sandals, some fun summer ones, like I said. I haven't yet found any that are in good enough shape for me to use myself. Not that I necessarily would, but sometimes you do find good stuff. I found these glasses a few years ago now, and they're still my beach clean glasses. Of course, you want to sanitize all that stuff, especially in the era of COVID, but yeah, you can find some good stuff. I found lighters. I did a video a couple of weeks ago where that's my lighter for lighting incense and that sort of thing at home now. But yeah, a lot of this, like the soles of these sandals and shoes, are just, you know, they're just trash. They're just plastic nonsense. And yeah, just a couple of others I want to show you. This one was like burnt. I don't know what happened here. Somebody put it in a fire. It says oil resistant on it. I don't know what that means, but clearly it's not fire resistant. jet plane in the distance. Yeah, and then the one other different one that I found was this water shoe, which this is very stereotypical plastic all around pretty much. So I would say some of this footwear is actually even mostly plastic. It's not even like part of it is plastic. It's the majority of what this is made out of. So all good stuff to pick up. And my advice for the day when you find shoes and anything else that can get sand trapped in it is to just shake it free, because some of this stuff had like pounds of sand in it, almost, it felt like. And you don't want to carry needless weight that you don't have to, as well as take any biomass or natural material out of marine environments. Keep that stuff there, and it gives you more room and weight to work with in terms of your own cleaning. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. Again, I'll be back next week as always with a new challenge and a lot more new trash, because I am, fingers crossed, hoping that this weather holds up. It's still a little chilly, but I'm thinking we probably won't get much more snow, or at least snow that will cover anything. So there's so much more stuff that I've seen along the way that I'm gonna try to fill up the rest of my bag on my way out, that I want to do specific challenges for. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot more good weather. Hopefully, I'm down to my t-shirt and regular jacket, trim the beard, so I think we're good to go with the weather, hopefully, moving forward. And beach clean challenges coming up, so I'm really looking forward to that, and just getting out here and enjoying nature, because that's really why I started doing this. And if you can do something good and helpful along the way for your local marine environments and local communities, while obviously helping to raise awareness on a global scale, why not? You're crazy not to. And I have those conversations all the time with other people walking who say, like, I should pick up a bag and start picking up stuff now. So every bit does make a difference, and it does add up. But anyways, I could go on all day, and I appreciate you listening long enough. So thanks as always for watching. If you like these sorts of adventures, please subscribe. If you have ideas or thoughts or suggestions or comments based on anything I found or anything you found, please do comment below. I love hearing feedback and just learning more from people. Every video there's somebody new who is from a different part of the world and does different types of conservation efforts, or is just interested in getting involved and knowing what they can do more. So it's really about those types of conversations as well. So yeah, thanks again, and I can't wait to be back out here again. So until next time, stay safe out there, be well, clean well, and as I always say, I hope to see you on the beach soon.